Am I the astronaut for acknowledging that my boyfriend's family doesn't like me and declining an invite to a trip with them? I really don't see the problem here, but my boyfriend is perturbed, so I'm going to see if I'm losing it. My boyfriend Dan and I have been together for about a year. We live in a big city while Dan is from the country, so he doesn't see his family that often. However, I have met them several times and they don't like me. That's fine. I'm not overly keen on them either. We just have nothing in common. I can see them cringing when I talk, and they make snide comments about me wanting to stay in a hotel if I visit with Dan, etc. I want to be clear, I don't have any problem with this. We are all civil and can have a pleasant time over a weekend or whatever, and it really is fine that I'm not their ideal in-law. They're not mine either, but the facts are the facts. So the other night, Dan and I were having dinner with a friend of mine, and Dan mentioned his sister wanted my number so that she could invite me to a girls' weekend with her, Dan's mother, and Dan's sister-in-law. I said he could give her my number, but I'm not going to go on the trip. But I would like to be polite and tell her myself and thank her for the invitation. My friend asked why I wouldn't go, and I said because Dan's family doesn't like me, and I'm not going to ruin their weekend and mine by going on the trip. Dan balked at this and asked why I would say something like that. I said because it's true. Dan didn't deny this, just said that was a crass thing to say, and they invited me, so I should go. I said absolutely not. Dan dropped the idea of me going, still thinks I should, but knows he won't win that battle, but is still saying that I shouldn't have been so blunt in saying that they don't like me, that it was an inappropriate thing to say, and paints them in a bad light. I don't think it does at all. It's not a crime to not like people, and you don't choose your in-laws. What are the odds you actually like them? We're all civil, and that's what counts. Dan is still upset about it, and I don't really see why he's offended. Edit, I got told to add this for context about their dislike of me. How I know they don't like me. They make disparaging remarks about the way that I dress, the car that I drive, and my cosmetic surgery to my face. They ask me inappropriate personal questions. They complain about me to Dan. He told me this. They don't like me. I'm not imagining it. They don't. Okay, let's talk about this for a moment. I think it would be interesting for OP's hubby here to have a conversation with his family, because it doesn't sound like he's talked to them at all about, what problem they have with her. They have enough of a problem to speak openly about it in front of her and ask her inappropriate questions, probably in an attempt to make her feel uncomfortable. So it's no secret for them. I think it's no secret to them. The only person surprised by this is probably the hubs. And he just wants to pretend like it's not a problem so that it goes away. Or they may have invited her on this trip to try to bond, to try to solve whatever that issue is. But if they're just that different of people, how likely is that to happen? Now, that's not to say that you can't be friends with people who are different, because a lot of people who are wildly different can be friends, can be, family members that really like each other. It doesn't have to mean you live the same kind of life. But it seems like pretty early on, they accepted the fact that they weren't going to like her because she was different. Talking about the way she dresses, her cosmetic surgery, what she drives, just who she is as a person, her lifestyle. They don't like her lifestyle, probably because they don't see it as blending with their family and their lifestyle. It's not a reason to not like somebody. But OP is like, okay, no big deal. No big deal. I think it would be interesting to know what the motivations are behind that invitation. Is it because they really want to build upon something, or are they just inviting her to invite her because they'll feel bad if they exclude just her? Or is it because they want to make her life hell for the duration of the trip? I don't know. The question here, am I the astronaut for acknowledging that my boyfriend's family doesn't like me and declining an invite to a trip with them? No, hell no. There's nothing that says that because somebody invites you to do something, you have to do it. She was going to politely decline. What's the problem here? Maybe, it's boyfriend. Okay, maybe boyfriend Dan here guilted them into including her with an invitation, and that's why he's upset about this. Maybe that's why he has an opinion about it at all. That's the only thing I can think of here.